I guess if we were to talk a little bit about the market dynamics, how does Dynapower differentiate itself vis-a-vis its competitors, and what kind of specific applications are you guys more focused on, and where do you find yourself highly differentiated?
Yeah, thank you. Well, we've got a few, I think, really important value adds that we bring to some of our projects. We have a range of rectification technologies that I won't get into because that's not what we're here to talk about. But we've been doing thyristor rectifiers for the full 60 years of our company history, and we have newer IGBT-based conversion technologies, right? That you're going to see in the solar industry, right? So I think there's a lot of comfort in the solar industry because it's always been kind of a new and nascent industry for the last 10 years, 15 years that or longer that we've been in the industry. But for these electrochemical processes, these kind of large scale plants, they have some very, I'll call them conservative customers and owners who are traditional large companies, the Dow Joneses of the world, who have a technology aversion where they want to know that it's a proven technology with a long history, and you're a company who can provide a solution and stand by it, right? So our 60-year lifetime, I think, has given us the ability to say, look, we've got thousands and thousands of applications and projects across the world that are still running. We still support them. And no matter where they are, we're able to provide the right solution for the needs.
Got it. And so as you are creating these like the hydrogen molecules out of this process, um, we talked about like one case is using it as a battery or almost like a battery for storing power purposes. But there
Right.
must be other uses of this hydrogen as well in the market. Can you tell us a little bit about like where is hydrogen being used, and what
Certainly.
what kinds of other new innovative solutions are being developed around this new technology, if you will?
Yeah, I think in some ways you could think of hydrogen as being kind of the other side of the bridge when we talk about bridge fuels, right? So if we want to say natural gas is a bridge fuel, hydrogen is kind of on the far end. And so what that means to me is that it's a way to decarbonize some of those sectors and industries that have a really hard time simply electrifying in the way that you can do with my car outside that's an EV, right? So
Yeah,
a good
or like an
example.
airplane, like an airplane.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
So
got
sustainable aviation fuels, many of them are expected to be, and they're in R&D, expected to be using hydrogen and clean hydrogen in this case, as a really important feedstock. Additionally, ammonia or fertilizers. One way to decarbonize fertilizers, which are incredibly important worldwide, is to use clean hydrogen from an application like hydrogen
it.
electrolysis, which we've been describing.
Got it. We also talked a little bit about clean hydrogen versus gray hydrogen. Can you
Yeah,
describe the difference? And
sure. So there's a few different ways to make hydrogen, right? Um, SME, and there's hydrogen pyrolysis. So there's many different options, and some of those are produce a large carbon footprint. Several companies are out there doing carbon capture with those processes. So there's a whole veritable rainbow of hydrogen colors, right? And you can go look it up, and they'll tell you this means it's hydrogen produced from nuclear. This is hydrogen from solar and wind. This is hydrogen that's being produced as a byproduct of this other process. So in that way, there's a lot of options for existing industries, and hydrogen electrolysis that we've been discussing is really about 1% of the total market share of hydrogen at the time being. And I'll let you in on a secret that's pretty well known. It's 4 times or more expensive than some of the other technologies I just mentioned. So we have a real need to lower our costs. And in one case, that's why we're going to these really large plant sizes, because we're able to scale our product and our outputs and lower our individual costs while the technology readiness improves.
so you said something interesting there. It's first of all going back to the clean and the gray. So it's all about the input, not the output. The output is always
It's
the
always
same hydrogen
hydrogen.
molecule.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I guess you can make hydrogen even from a coal power plant powered electricity, right?
Certainly. Yeah.
Is that done anywhere in the world? I'm just curious. We'll
I
see
don't know
how.
that it would be directly, but I
Mm.
absolutely there is hydrogen that's being produced from, let's say, just grid power, where grid power is provided by a coal plant. There's no doubt in my mind. Yeah,
You think that that is happening somewhere? Because
absolutely.
probably because there's some other use of hydrogen nearby somewhere or in that market where it just makes economic sense.
Yeah,
Is
and
that?
in that
Yeah.
case, we would be talking about a smaller system. So perhaps you have a stainless steel plant and you need hydrogen for your processes to produce the
Got
stainless
it.
steel. You may have your own small hydrogen plant that can
Yeah.
produce just enough hydrogen for your process. And in order to make that via electrolysis, you're just using your grid interconnection because you've got so many megawatts for your plant already.
Yeah.
And in that case, you just be, producing your own supply and then creating demand there.
Well, thank you for this intro 101 to hydrogen and also how Dynapower is developing solutions around that. As we come to the end of our conversation, any last thoughts or comments that you would like to share with the audience?